Hi guys, welcome back to another video with Pratham Test Prep. This is your host Sanjeet Bhatia again. As you all know, I am a graduate from National Law University Bhopal and I am one of the mentors at Pratham Test Prep. So today we are back again with another video on your legal affairs for your CLAT AILET of 2022. And if you are preparing for 2023 also, this will be a video important for you guys, right? So before we move ahead, a small request that I always do to you guys is to hit on the like, share and subscribe button. Don't forget to hit on the like button so that we also know that you are watching the video and you are motivating the mentors to go ahead and make more videos for you guys, right? If you are not a part of a Telegram channel, do make sure that you are subscribed to our Telegram channel also, right? Now, coming to the first news for the day, that is that a breach of contract, right, cannot lead to forfeiting of security deposit towards risk liability in the absence of loss or damage. Now, what was happening in this case was that the Kerala High Court recently said that in the case of a breach of contract, right, when the contract is not performed by one party cannot forfeit the security deposit. Right? If there is a security deposit that is made in this regard, then the party cannot forfeit such a deposit, right, towards the risk liability when they have not suffered any loss, right? So if there is no loss that is being suffered by the party, then they cannot go ahead and forfeit the security that has been given by the person as a deposit towards risk liability. Now, there was a division bench of two justices, Justice P.B. Suresh Kumar and Justice C.S. Sudha, who observed that it was settled that when the question is one of forfeiture of the security deposit, such sum does not ipso facto go to the respondents. Okay? So they have said and explained the same also. Now, what does the court exactly say, quote unquote? I'll put that up. If the party complaining is in the position of adduce evidence whereby the court cannot assess reasonable compensation, then without proof of actual loss, damage will not be awarded and amount mentioned by the contract will be penalty. In such a circumstance, it has been held that the security amount is liable to be forfeited. Okay, so if there is any damage or loss that is caused during this risk liability time, then only they can forfeit such a security amount from the person. Otherwise, they have to return it and it does not belong to the respondents like that. Okay, now coming to the next case for the day. What is the next case? That right to be forgotten. We have seen this case earlier also in the case of the roadies contestant Anshuman, right? We have seen that he has appeared in the front of the court regarding the right to be forgotten and all the things that have been uploaded regarding him on different websites across the web. Now, the Kerala High Court on Thursday has declared that it was on the process of drafting an information management policy which could possibly address the masking of parties' name, its orders and judgments, right? So there are sometimes that they really want to hide the identity of the person who's involved in the case. So this will help them to do the same also. Now, there was a division bench of Justice A. Mohammed and Justice Sophie Thomas who announced that while adjudicating upon a bench of 7 petitions seeking to remedy of masking their names in different cases that was displayed by the court, this matter has been listed for April 1st for further consideration. ठीक है जी? मतलब 1 अप्रैल को वापस से कोर्ट सुनेगा इस मैटर पे और अपना डिसीजन देने की कोशिश करेगा, राइट? सो यू कैन सी that there was a petition that was filed by people that their names should be hidden in such a case if it's running against them. So they want the right to be forgotten in this case, and the court is also trying to bring ahead the information management policy regarding the same also, right? So you can see that there have been a lot of changes that are coming up in the judicial formation of our country, and also they are trying to protect the identity of the people who are involved in the case. So this will definitely help them out. Now, coming to the next case for the day, that the transgender person, okay, who's self-identifying themselves as women cannot be clubbed under the women quota. They should be given a special reservation. That's what the Madras High Court has said, that if a transgender consider or self-identifies themselves as female, it cannot go ahead and take the reservation that is available to women. Okay, now it will be said that it is a quota for women. If it's given to a person who's transgender, then it will be considered as unconstitutional, right? The decision of the Tamil Nadu Uniform Services Recruitment Board, that is TNUSRB, right, who have adopted or opted for female category along with vacancies reserved for women, deprives equality to them, which is violative of Article 14 and 16(1) of the Constitution. That's what the court has said. Now, the court also held that failure to provide any kind of reservation from transgender person in the male category and placing them on par with the general category candidates is violative of Article 14 and 16(1) of the Constitution of India. Now, also, the court said that such an action defies the direction in the Supreme Court's NALSA judgment to provide reservation for transgender persons in public employment. So there are a lot of issues that the court had to question and answer in this case, right? You can see that they are not being allowed to take a quota under the female category if they are self-identified themselves also, right? But they are also facing a problem that if they are being put in the male category also, they will have this problem of getting the reservation. So they have to take care that they are getting the right amount of justice in such a case and the right amount of reservations that is deserved by them. Okay, so if they're not being given that, then they are the violative of Article 14 and 16(1) of the Constitution of India. Okay, now coming to the next part is that US president nominates the first black woman to the Supreme Court of United States. So that is also a very, very, very big news for all the people who are preparing for CLAT and AILET, because we have seen that there have been a lot of discrimination on the basis of color all around the world, and especially in the United States and European countries, you can find a lot of cases of racism that come up. But getting to that level where there is a black woman who's been coming up as the Supreme Court judge, okay, that is a big, big thing for US also, right? So now Joe Biden has announced that the US Court of Appeals have judged Keaton Brown Jackson as his nominee to the United States Supreme Court. Jackson, if confirmed, would be the first black woman jurist to the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Right now, introducing Jackson, the president in the nomination speech has already said that he wanted to select a nominee worthy of retiring Justice Stephen Barney's legacy. Now, saying that the courts in America haven't looked like America for too long, he said it's time to have a court that reflects the greatness of United States of America again, right? So getting a judge of color has definitely defined the lines for United States of America for a long time, and there have been a lot of debates regarding the people of color. So that is a problem that you can see. So now the point comes here is that why is this such a big deal now? Okay, because if we are seeing this in the 21st century, after so many years of America being in presence in the world, considered to be one of the superpowers, now that has been questioned by a lot of countries that what is United States of America doing? That's a different topic. But if you see right now in this 21st century, when America has come up with the first Supreme Court jurist who is color, because of color that is being decided. So now you can see that how the progress of the world is taking place, right? The sensitization of human beings is happening now. So there are a lot of changes that will be expected in the near future, and the humanity is growing in the world. We can see by such things happening, right? So very clear, you can remember the name as Ketanji Brown Jackson is the person who will be the next jurist in the Supreme Court of United States of America. Now, the right to cross-examination, right? Anyone who cross-examines the person who's there in front of you, anyone who's coming in front of the court, right? So the right to cross-examine is a part of right to fair trial. Okay, so that's what the Chhattisgarh High Court has said, to allow the plea of the accused to recall prosecutrix in the POSCO case. Now, the Chhattisgarh High Court as also said by Justice Rajni Dubey, that setting aside the decision of the lower court and also permitted the re-examination of the prosecutrix in the POSCO case. Now, there was an appeal that was filed by the accused that was challenging the order of the special judge of the POSCO Act and rejecting an application filed by him under Section 311 of the CRPC for recalling the prosecutrix and her parents, right? So there are a lot of things that you can see. Okay, so any person who is given the right to cross-examine is also a part of fair trial. That's what the Chhattisgarh High Court has said in this case. Okay, now coming to the next case for the day is that Haryana Prevention of Unlawful Conversion of Religion Bill of 2022 has been approved by the state cabinet that was chaired by the Chief Minister of Haryana, that is Manohar Lal Khattar. Now there was an ongoing budget session of Haryana. The bill was introduced in the Vidhan Sabha, and as the ruling party has the majority in Haryana, the bill is likely to pass by the state legislative assembly also. Now, once it is passed, this will be sent to the governor of the state for his assent. So he has to sign the bill, so it will become a law. If the governor gives his assent to the bill, it will become an act and becomes enforceable in the state of Haryana. So it has been passed by the cabinet, which was headed by the Chief Minister of Haryana, that is Mr. Manohar Lal Khattar. So that is also a very, very big news that is coming from the state of Haryana in this case. Now coming to the next case is that the right of residents under domestic violence. Now domestic violence is something that happens after marriage. There is a lot of cases that we have seen regarding domestic violence. There are examples of domestic violence can include dowry, harassment, sexual abuse, all of these things. So that is something that you need to understand also. Now it protects all the women, right, in domestic relationship to free from any form of domestic violence, and this was enforced from 2006. Now domestic violence is being defined first time in India in this act only. It also gives ahead with the definitions for verbal, sexual, emotional and economic abuse. Right, the civil law meant primarily for the protection orders rather than criminal enforcement. ठीक है, but अब इसका criminal enforcement भी होता है अगर कोई domestic violence करता है, gravely hurt करता है, grievous hurt करने की कोशिश करता है, या इतना उस इंसान को परेशान कर देता है that it is considered under the category of domestic violence, then there can be criminal enforcement also against the person now. So you can see that there are a lot of changes that have come from all the time that this law came from 2006. Okay, now coming to the next part is that if you are not a part of a Telegram channel, do make sure that you subscribe to our Telegram channel, because we have been trying to put up a lot of quizzes and also a lot of videos by the mentors that come up on Pratham Test Prep. So do make sure that you don't forget to hit on the like, share and subscribe button, and do take care of yourself. Don't forget to wear your mask and use your hand sanitizers, and also maintain social distancing. Keep smiling, take care of yourself, and have a nice day. And I hope you join us for the next video on Wednesday. We do videos on Monday, Wednesday and Friday at between 3 to 4. So you can definitely join us and get some knowledge on that regard also. So do take care of yourself, keep studying and keep smiling, and hope to see you all again in the next video by Pratham Test Prep. And this is your host Sanjeet Bhatia signing off. Do take care of yourself. Bye-bye guys. Have a nice day.